Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Monday the 13th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, really decent time frame, got up and around, the wife got up, headed off to work, all went smooth. Had no dogs here today, so it's kind of an odd feeling for me, but it's kind of nice. So got a few things accomplished, grabbed my water, my banana, went and jumped in the hot tub, got my soak on, and was enjoying the nice little start to my morning. Got out, got a couple other things done. Kept kind of looking out front every once in a while to see if the crew was showing up to pour my driveway today, because they were supposed to. And finally reached out to them about 10 o'clock. I literally just looked out there, didn't see anybody. Went back in and headed out in the backyard to get a couple little things done. And texted the guy, I'm like, hey, you guys coming to do the driveway today? Just checking, because I wanted to go to the fish store to buy some more fish today, or this week. He wanted to go to the weekend, but I'm like, why would I go on the weekend when I have a chance to spend time with my wife, when I can take him up there during the week? And especially with no dogs here, it's way easier for me to do it then. So I was like, I'll take him to get fish instead. So he said actually that he was out front and waiting for the guys to show up with the equipment. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I literally just looked out there. He goes, yeah, I just got here. So went out there, talked to them for a little bit. The other guys showed up. They started working, and the one guy was kind of mad because I had to move his forms to take the stump out, and we got the forms put back in, so it's all good. And he was kind of like, I don't know, acted like it was going to be a big deal. It took him all of 5 minutes, but if you guys would have just taken the stump out correctly to begin with, we wouldn't have had this problem right now. So it is what it is. But yeah, got that done, got that knocked back out. The owner of the crew acted like it was no big deal, and one of the guys working it acted like it was going to be the end of the world for him. So we got that put back in place, and then the driveway area is still pretty muddy, and they said they're going to put plastic down to try and make it easier for the little mug buggy. It's like a powered wheelbarrow basically to drive on, and he didn't want to bring his down out, so I had some old plastic left over from where I had my pool, so we used it down there and stuff. I also used some of my 2x6s, which were part of my frame around my pool, and we made like a little bridge over the muddiest spot. And I'm like, how do you guys do this for a profession and a living and not have something in the lines there of basically the whole concept of like the mats? They make those big giant yard mats that you can basically put down, and they're used like in horse barns and stuff too, but they sell them for construction. Like, they're big enough to drive semis on, and they're not that damn expensive. You've been doing this for a decade plus. How do you not have 8 or 10 of those in your crew, in your equipment? Even if you have 4 of them, would be enough to get most places through your worst spots, but they don't have that. So they used one of my plastic stuff, which I didn't care. It's not a big deal. It's gonna be thrown away from me anyway. And they had a roll of their own, but it was like not very thick. It was more of a vapor barrier, not durable. And mine's like 20 mils, real heavy duty plastic. So got that down, and again, use my boards. Again, why wouldn't you have your own? Just have 8 or 10 2x12s, whatever you can put underneath it to make your own little bridge and whatever. But it just seems rather, I don't know, ill thought out. And I don't know if it's just the fact they're that cheap, they don't want to buy extra equipment, whatever, which I think is probably the case, because he asked if he could take my 2x6s, and I'm like, no, I'm going to use it for another project. Like, I'll make flower beds out of them or something, like, I want my 2x6s. Like, they're not free. So went ahead, I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal. So they went ahead and got started though, and it was going pretty well. They got a little mixing truck they have, so they mix the concrete right there on site. They have the sand and the gravel and the Portland, all 3 separates, and the water tanks. We got 4 different things all mixed in an auger, going up, then it slides down the chute. And chatting with the owner a little bit out there as he was filling the buggy up, and the guys were pushing it all around and having themselves a good old time. So they got that done, and it didn't take that long. They were, I don't know, off and on. I chat with him, I'd go back in, come back out, and it was about a little before 2 p.m. Got a text, and he said he was going to be heading out, and the guys were going to stay around to finish off the rest of the finish work, put the broom finish on it, all that good stuff, and then they were going to take that off. So, but he wanted to know if he get paid. Well, in the process, I jumped on the motorcycle, ran up to the bank to go ahead and grab some cash out for him, and realized it's Columbus Day, so I can't get to the bank. So I'm like, shit, didn't think about that. So I went and told him. I got back, I'm like, hey, I can write you a check. I got a bench check that I can write you, or I might be able to scrounge up some actual cash. Let me see what I got. So he said he'd prefer the cash, and he was very desperate about getting into the ATM as quick as possible for the fastest deposit he can, so he can then pay the guy he bought the Rock from or the Portland or whatever it was. It was a supplier money, so it kind of is what it is. So I was like, yeah, so I was able to scrounge up the money. It was only $3,400 I owed him left. So I paid him $1,500, making it a $4,900 deal. So it's all good, and got that done. So I got there and got him paid. In the process, chatting though, throughout the day, off and on, he had talked about he'd made a financial deal with a private money guy who helped loan him money to buy the truck that he was using today. And the deal was basically awful. Like, he's paying 20% interest, and he's also giving the guy like $15 a yard for every yard of concrete he sells in the program, in the process, which he's paying the guy like on average $1,200 to $1,500 extra a month in bonus money on top of the 20%. And it's gonna, if it continues at that rate, he's gonna pay the guy back $85,000 on a $35,000 loan. And I'm like, holy crap, you're getting screwed. So he was hitting me up, basically wanting to know if I would loan him the 35 grand to pay that guy off, and he offered to pay the 18% interest. And I'm like, well, that's great and all, but you're paying that guy 20% plus a VIG. You're basically paying him for every yard of concrete you mix in the truck. Like, why are you trying to lowball me so damn much on this? And at least offer me the 20, then just not have the VIG, you know, or even offer it, even if it's as little as, you know, $5 VIG or something like a bonus. Because the sooner you pay me off, the quicker you don't have to pay me the VIG, which makes you more likely to want to pay me back sooner. So I didn't really get into that too much on him. I thought about it a little bit, but I'm like, hell, even at 18%, that's credit card money. Like, that's a lot of interest. So did some math on it real quick, and if I did loan the money, it'd be like over a 3-year payback, you know. So it ended up paying me 45, 48,000, like that, kind of exact numbers, but it was gonna be a pretty good payday. So it's about 30% off the extra he's gonna pay me, as opposed to pay the other guy 225% was what he paid that guy back. So it's still good interest for me, but I take a lot of risk in loaning out a basically semi-secured loan, because I would just put a lien on his truck. And the more I'm thinking about it, I think I want at least he has 2 trucks and a couple skid steers and some other stuff that I would want to lien more than that, because he bought the truck for like 35 grand, although he's put like 5,000 in it. I'm wrong. They're selling for about $50,000 on average. But if it got stolen or wrecked, I'm out all that money with no extra security. So I wanted to think about it and talk to my wife about it. She's against it right now, but I'm gonna go look at his equipment and what else he has up there, and maybe think about it a little more. And who knows, I might take both votes and vote against her on that one, and do that after I talk to the guy and kind of see where we're at. And I might even set it up on like a 2-year payback, because he's able to pay this guy so far, like I think 9 months. We've been paying him the extra bonus and the payment in the last 6 months. Then he could easily pay me off in 2 years to 3, which would bump it up quite more, closer to $2,000 a month, but still save him over $1,000 a month that he would still have in his pocket, and paid off in 2 years instead of 4 with that guy. So yeah, definitely something I got to think about. So got that done. The guy stuck around, finished putting the broom finish on it, all that stuff, and then I went out and weathered it down multiple times the rest of the evening, and kind of hung around a little bit in the house, just kind of chilling out. The other guys took off and left my hose out. Like, I don't know, people are just dumb. Like, there's a shut off, like the little hand sprayer thing, which is fine, but they didn't turn it off the wall. Like, you turned it on at the wall, you know it was turned on that way, turn it back off the wall, because that thing can leak, hose can break. I ended up with a $200 water bill for no damn reason. So went out, turned it off, kind of gave it a little once over, and it's good enough what it is, it's driveway. If it was like a showpiece, like a countertop, I'd be really complaining about it, but it's his driveway, so we're all good. So yeah, I got that done. A few things I would have done differently if I was the one put it all together in the forms and stuff, but overall I was happy with it all. So went ahead and decided to get my run in, so went and got my miles in, got a good run done, and wore my new shoes. I bought some new shoes. I've been putting it off because shoe prices have went through the roof, and what's happened is, back when COVID hit, there was a giant surge of everybody wanting to go out and go running because they couldn't go to bars and shit. So a lot of shoes got bought a few years back, and I usually buy the 3 to 4 year old shoes that are on clearance, like the ones that are holdovers. Well, there was no holdovers left, so now I'm stuck buying new shoes. So yeah, and there's also, I think, less made during COVID as well, because there was a lot less supply and whatnot, so I had trouble getting supplies there for a while. So I'm punished on that. So my wife did actually find me a good deal through REI that had some cheaper shoes. Ordered 2 pair, one had came in, and I was pretty excited about that. So I got those in, and holy crap, it's nice, because the ones I've got 3 pair I rotate through, and all 3 of them are completely wore out. Like, they've all got, I don't know, probably, 600 to 1,000 miles on each pair. So they're definitely really worn, they're really worn in. So yeah, I was in that whole good process. Had a lady almost run into me. The truck swerved around me, which is nice. I love when people give me space. And she was too busy looking at the truck, wondering why he swerved over and staring right at the truck, and literally almost ran into me. So finally looked up, saw me, and swerved out of the way, and then stared back at me again, not looking where she's going, and almost hit a car pulling up the driveway over there. So who knows, people are just sometimes very easily distracted in driving, which is why when I'm walking or running, I always face into traffic, so I can make eye contact with those people, and I can jump in the ditch if I have to. So in this case, there's no ditches here in Florida. Just jump out of the road at least. But yeah, that's the fun of it. So yeah, I went ahead, got back from my run, and it was nice, like I said, having these shoes. Although I didn't put my bungee cord laces in, which I usually run, and I just had the regular tie-on laces. And they don't come in tie, because I don't tie laces anymore. I just have the bungee cord laces that are set up for the tension I want, and that was annoying. So I did have to stop in the middle of my run to retie them, but not the end of the world. So I'll get my bungee laces in hopefully soon, and I'll be never worrying about that again. So got back, wife got home from work, and we chatted a little bit about how our day went, different little things of the world. And then from there, so I said I'm just not really feeling hungry. Had my banana after my run and my liter of water, got a shower. We chatted a little bit, ended up watching a little bit of TV, and then I headed back outside to water down the concrete a couple more times, and went on the back patio, enjoyed myself a beautiful cigar, and a nice cool evening. And it's cool enough that I actually put on my thick socks, because my little feetsies get cold real easily, and it makes me sad when it happens. So I'd rather sweat than have cold feet, and it just drives me nuts how easily my feet get cold in this world. So yeah, had that done and headed back in kind of early-ish. Grabbed myself a little bit of salsa and chips, knocked out a little snack, and wife was not feeling like she wanted to watch the thing. It was late enough that she was trying to go to sleep, even though she wasn't actually getting any sleep done. She went midday and had a swallow test done. I guess it's one thing to go and they give you some pill to look at you like they're an x-ray machine, whatever, and they watch you swallow and try to figure out if she has acid reflux or something that's causing her stomach problems and whatnot. And the techs and assistants there had said they noticed some, I guess, discrepancies. It wasn't exactly how it's supposed to be, but the actual doctor had to look at all the results and then get back to her, which hopefully next couple days she'll hear from them and know what's going on with it. So I ended up watching a couple little shows, ate my chips and salsa, and I had a new mango salsa that was an off-brand. It wasn't the Paul Newman one that I love so much, but it's a lot cheaper than Paul Newman, and it's not as good, sadly. So I gotta decide if it's worth spending money on the better salsa or just live with this less quality salsa. So it is what it is. But yeah, had that. I put on a comedy podcast, or a comedy special, I guess, on Netflix, and got myself laid down and tried to go to sleep. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.